Welcome back to Clarity Convos for Wedding Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Aislinn, and in today's episode, I creeped a little bit on your wedding photography website, and there are definitely some reasons why you are not booking at a higher rate. And I know you would love to know who I actually looked at for their websites, and I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to let you know that it was a mix of different people from across the country at different price points, and I saw some common things that are definitely keeping you from being able to book the weddings that you want to book consistently. So today I'm going to give you a list of different things that I saw from real wedding photography websites that I think are the reason why you are not booking at the higher rate. So if you are able to, I want you to go through this list and actually go look at your website and see if there's anything that I mention on here that you can see on your own website. Do a little bit of a self-audit and then make the changes that you need to make. And if you're like, I don't really want to do that by myself, that's where Success Accelerator program comes into play. I actually have audits that my clients can do inside of SAP for different things. So I have it for website audits. They can do portfolio audits. They can also do their inquiry process audits and Instagram audits, all through the self audits module inside of SAP Tier 1 and the VIP tier. So let's get into the reason why your wedding photography website is keeping you from booking at a higher rate. Number one, those styled shoot images on your front page, like you were standing shoulder to shoulder with 15 other photographers elbowing your way to get that center shot framed. That's part of the reason why you're not booking at a higher rate. Sorry to say, I can tell it. Your ideal clients can tell it. There is something sterile about those photos. There is something that feels like it is not actually a real wedding. And partially it's because of the models, but partially it really is that it just looks a little too perfect. So if you are using styled shoots and they are on your front page, I want you to take a peek at them and actually ask yourself, does this attract the type of client that I want? Do I want clients who are kind of stiff and don't know what to do with their hands? Do I want clients who want real emotion? Do I want clients who have like really good style? Like, what am I looking for to attract? And is that actually showcased inside of the image that I put on my front page? So the next thing that tells me that you are not booking at a higher rate is that I can tell that you charge $5K-ish, okay, something like that for wedding photography. And you think that in order to charge more than $5K, you have to add the words like European or fine art or destination to your website. That's not the reason you're going to book at 8K, 12K, 15K, 17. Like, yes, it is not the reason you're going to book at those rates. I can tell you right now, as someone who has booked at higher rates, and I've helped many, many clients inside of SAP and my other programs to book at higher rates above 10K. The word European is not it, guys. The word fine art is not it. That is not the reason people are going to hire you at that higher rate. But if you sprinkle it all over your website, I'm going to be able to tell that there's something going on there. And the next thing that I see is your approach. So like I see this a lot on wedding photography websites where they'll say something on like along the lines of like, my approach to wedding photography is, or my approach to your wedding day is, blah, blah, blah. To be honest, it sounds like you fed this through ChatGPT. You fed a competitor's messaging that you went on their website. You grabbed the text, you put it through ChatGPT, and then you said add adjectives. Like, as mean as that sounds, like that's the truth. Like, I can tell it when I read your website if you've like thrown it through ChatGPT. It is fluffy. It is so fluffy. And unless you are trying to attract fluffy clients who don't really like have a lot of presence and don't really want to be present on their wedding day, and they are probably very type A perfectionists who will also be control freaks, I really, really strongly urge you to have a process, but also be able to articulate that process without it being someone else's approach or someone else's process. So the next thing on your website that is probably the reason you're not booking at a higher rate is that you say you're a destination wedding photographer, but all of your work is in the same location in the same states. Guys, you can go to Europe without having a wedding there. Like, I promise you, you can take a vacation to Europe without having to have a wedding in Italy at that one venue that everyone shoots at. You say that you're a destination wedding photographer. Are you actually? So when we were still wedding photographers, I was shooting primarily in the South, but I was getting weddings in like other states. Like I was getting weddings in Colorado. I was getting weddings like all over the South. I got weddings in like Boston and like, engagement sessions. But the thing is that like, I didn't say I was a destination wedding photographer. I said that I was the city I lived in wedding photographer. If someone wanted to hire me out of state, they would just hire me out of state. I didn't have to say that I was destination. So this is just kind of like a a thing where it's like the difference between aspirational and what you actually do, making sure that it matches on your website. Okay, the next thing that I see on a lot of y'all's websites that just drives me bonkers, and I know it's the reason why you're not booking at a higher rate, is I can see wires in your photos, I can see water bottles in your photos, and I can see other things that should have been edited out if they're going to be on the front page of your website, or if they're just going to be on your website in general. If you have a beautiful, incredible tinted wedding, and I can see an exit sign, or I can see wires, or I can see where the connection point is for an outlet, if I can see those things on your front page, I know as a consumer, you did not take the time to edit those things out. It's A, it's distracting, but B, it tells me what I'm going to get from you when I actually like get my gallery. So if that's something that you care about is attention to detail, why can I see wires? Why can I see water bottles? Why can I see things that need to be edited out on your homepage? If it's inside of a gallery, I care less about it, but if it's on your homepage, and it's in your portfolio, that's something that really does need to get like filtered through, like at least like a filter of like, can I see wires and can I see water bottles? Edit them out. Even if it's just the image for your homepage, edit it out. And the final thing that I kind of want to say about websites that I see a lot on y'all's websites is creating a quote unquote stress-free experience and helping people feel quote unquote comfortable are the bare minimum of what your clients deserve. If you are not going to make me feel comfortable on my wedding day, and you're not going to make it a stress-free process, I'm not going to hire you. So that's something that is more like, I need to see it. I don't need to be told it, if that makes sense. So like on your website, if you have the words like, oh, we're going to make your wedding day stress-free, like how? Like I would rather know the process of how you create a stress-free experience than just telling me that you're going to make it stress-free, because words are cheap, guys. Words are so cheap. I want to know the process of how you support your clients in having a stress-free day, how you support your clients and making them feel more comfortable. Because to me as a consumer and to your clients as consumers, they don't care if you say it's going to be stress-free. They want to know it's actually going to be stress-free, and they want to know how you're going to do that. So if you say the word stress-free, or I'm going to make you comfortable on your wedding day, how? Be specific. It drives me crazy when I just see those words on websites that I'm just like, oh, cool. Well, you just copy and pasted that from somebody else's website, or you didn't really think too hard about how you help your clients do stress-free like wedding days. Like you don't think too hard about your process. And truly, if I'm calling you out right now, I really want you to ask yourself, why have I not signed up for Success Accelerator program? Because this is literally the stuff that we do inside of SAP, is make sure that you can articulate your process and make sure that you have a very intentional process. Because if you are just basing it off of what everyone else is doing, that is not your process. What is your process? And being able to actually articulate how you serve your clients and how you help your clients. So those are the things that I saw in 5 minutes. It was about 5 minutes total of looking at different websites. And I probably looked through about 20 of them. About 5 minutes, I was able to spot these things. Imagine me actually being able to tell you specifically in your business what these things are. That's why people hire me. That's why my clients get such incredible results. That's why my client who like had a 50K inquiry signed within like a few weeks of having the inquiry. She said she was happy, screaming and crying because my 50K inquiry just signed. Highest booking to date. The reason why my clients have the results that they have is because we focus very specifically on making sure that they are a like absolute of course option and the only option for their clients to hire, because they are so good at their messaging and marketing and knowing exactly who they work with and who they don't work with. And then also making sure that they're not filling their calendar with like stupid stuff that takes them away from the things that they want to say yes to, because they're like working out of scarcity mindset. Inside of SAP, we build you an abundant mindset, whatever that looks like for you. Sometimes it looks different for each of my clients, but truly like one of my goals inside of SAP is to help you build a more abundant mindset. So the show notes are going to have more information about SAP. Each of the tiers that are inside of SAP have different amounts of spots available. So if you apply, there may not be any spots available during that quarter. You can apply and we can waitlist you for the next quarter, but go ahead and apply. If any of this felt like it was like, oh my gosh, this is something I need help with, you need to be inside of us. All right, my friends, go do your self audit. Hopefully I didn't call you out too hard, but also I probably should be calling you out as hard as I did. I cannot wait to see you on the next episode, and I can't wait to see you apply for SAP.